So this video is entitled "Be Ye Transformed by the Renewing of Your Mind," and I know that this quote, this verse, this phrase is found in the Bible, and that's actually where I picked this up from. And I will tell you that years ago, I found myself in a very bad place, contemplated suicide. I was depressed. I was isolated. I was very alone. I didn't have any friends, nobody to talk to. Didn't have any money, was broke. I didn't have any vision. And I grew up like this. I grew up with a very poor mindset, very low self-esteem, negative talk, dealt with abuse, verbal, physical, abandonment, you name it, and I went through it. And I remember that I found myself in a place one day where I woke up. I was sitting at the edge of my bed, at my brother's house, and I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I've got to change this. I've got to get a hold of my life. I've got to do something different. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have any clue as to what steps to take to get better, but I knew I had to. And I believe it's the moment when you decide to do something different, that's when everything starts to change for you. Whether it changes fast or slow, it's all up to you and how much movement, how much progress you start, making. But I remember just sitting at the edge of that bed, not knowing what to do. And I remember I used to go to church years ago, and I was like, I've got to go and maybe talk to somebody. That was the only thought that I could think of. And I thought to myself, well, they're a church, so maybe they won't charge me for talking to somebody over there. So I decided to go, and I went and I talked to a pastor, and we talked, we prayed. I kind of confessed and told him about my life and growing up and how it was. And he gave me that verse, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And I'm going to tell you that that changed everything for me. As soon as I heard that verse from him, I just decided I joined the church. I started to join different groups within the church. I met another pastor who actually had been very successful. He was a very wealthy man, but he didn't live that way. He was a lot more wealthy in his relationships. And I spent a lot of time with him for the next 3 years that he was still alive. And I started seeking out people who were better. I know you want to say better than me, but we're doing better than I was doing. People who were positive, ambitious, motivated, that just lived life on a higher level than what I was living. And I started joining groups like this. I started working, earning money, putting it away, giving it away, investing in my life. And I just started growing. And once you start to grow, I'm going to tell you, you feel alive. Even if you're not at that place where you want to be in life, as long as you're on that path, you're going to feel alive. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel on fire. And that's the way I started to feel. And I'm going to tell you, from that person who had low self-esteem, no vision, negative talk, doubt, fear, frustration, worry, panic, you name it. I was really out there at one time. I used to talk to myself from extensive drug use, and wow, where I was then and where I'm at now, I look back and I just give thanks to God for it wasn't me, it was him. Is everything that he did for me and the people he put in my path when I got onto that path. And I'm going to tell you, if you're out there struggling right now, if you're lost, if you're feeling hopeless, if you have low self-esteem, if you have problems with mental health, if you're depressed, I'm going to tell you, go out there and find somebody, get some help. You know, today I feed my mind. Today I feed my life. I read good books. I'm involved with different communities that are amazing. They're on fire. They want more out of life. They want to give more out of life. I invest in my life by going to trainings. I'm constantly involved in doing things like that. There's still hope for you. There's hope. Whoever needs to hear this video, who's ever watching this video, if somebody needs to share it, there is hope for your life. You don't have to be stuck where you're at right now. It's a choice. It was a choice for me, and I had to make that choice. I had to decide to cut off everything that I had been doing up until I made that decision to change, and I had to go in a new direction and start doing something different. And you can do that too. You can do that too. I hope that you're good. I hope that this video helps. Don't give up on yourself. If you give up on yourself, if you quit on yourself, you're not only quitting on yourself, but you're quitting on generations to follow you. And what had happened with me that took place after I started working on my life, I started to realize that a lot of that, what I had gone through or what I had been going through, it was generational. And I had to break the cycles. I still have to break those cycles. Every day, negative talk wants to creep up in the back of my mind and tell me I'm not good enough. I don't belong. These people are better than me. Who am I kidding? But not today, Satan. Get behind me. You know, I have an amazing church I go to. I'm involved in an amazing company. I have an amazing business. I have amazing friends. I have an amazing wife. I have amazing children. I have an amazing life today. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for you. So don't give up on yourself. Keep going forward. Seek some help. Ask somebody. Let somebody know what you're dealing with. Somebody who cares, and they can steer you into the right direction. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you and I care about you. I believe in you. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Thank you.